Ha. My name is Ha. Brother Kwong remembers I was as red and fat as a baby hippopotamus when he first saw me, inspiring the name Ha Ma, river horse. Brother Vu screams Hi-ya and makes me jump every time he breaks wood or bricks in imitation of Bruce Lee. Brother Koi calls me Mother's Tail because I'm always 3 steps from her. I can't make my brothers go live elsewhere, but I can hide their sandals. We each have but 1 pair, much needed during this dry season when the earth stings. Mother tells me to ignore my brothers. We named you Kim Ha after the golden Kim river, Ha, where father and I once strolled in the evenings. My parents had no idea what 3 older brothers can do to the simple name Ha. My mother tells me they tease you because they adore you. She's wrong, but I still love being near her even more than I love my papaya tree. I will offer her its first fruit. So, this is a book about Ha, and her complete name is Kim Ha, but she must leave Saigon, Vietnam, and this is the one place that she's ever known, with its sweet papaya tree and the place that her father would return to if he were looking for them, if he were to return from being missing in action. But her family cannot risk staying where bombs light up the night sky, and so they set out on a long journey where they eventually end up in Alabama. Ha is only 10 years old when her mother gathers a family meeting and says they must leave. She is funny and brave and wants to be respected. She finds that when she reaches Alabama, people are not exceptionally kind to her. Forced to be baptized and constantly bullied, she learns that she must fend for herself, but she finds that she has 2 good friends named Pam and Stephen, whom she calls Pem and Stevan, with her pronunciation that she's practicing. And these 2 friends welcome her. On page 8 is one of my favorite quotes, and it says, "It grew from a seed I flicked into the garden, a seed like a fisheye, slippery, shiny, black. The tree has grown twice as tall as I stand on my tippy toes." So my favorite quote is that last sentence, "The tree has grown twice as tall as I stand on my tippy toes," because I just really like that Thahana Lay is really descriptive in what she's saying. And it talks about how beloved her papaya tree is, and the way she describes it with rich and ripe words make it all that more meaningful for me as a reader. So I think that this book fits really well with the theme, searching for hope on foreign soil, because Ha must do exactly that. Everything she loves back in Vietnam is very far from her, and she longs to meet a father that she's never actually met. And so it's just all about her experiences of coming to the US and what it means to be a refugee in a time when people aren't so welcoming of where she's come from and the political problems that were associated just with the country of Vietnam in general. So now is the part of the book talk where we interview Thahana Lay, who is the author of this book. Mrs. Lay, you wrote Inside Out and Back Again based on your experiences of leaving Vietnam and becoming a refugee in America. So this is really a personal story of just what happened to you, and it's written in a beautiful poetry style. So we can only imagine as a class how difficult that must have been for you. And we were wondering, what inspired you to become a writer? Did you plan to write an award-winning book?
So then I quit being a journalist, and then I finally allowed myself to sit down and write. But then it still took another 15 years to get Inside Out and Back Again done.
Okay.
So it's just I would say that it happened accidentally. If I weren't a refugee, if they had left me in Vietnam, I would not be a writer. I spent years and years and years listening to my mom tell me stories, and all those stories add up to a voice inside your head, and then it comes back out. So I came by it through the back route.
Was the process of becoming a writer and learning English in general difficult for you?
When I was in Vietnam, I didn't even read. I was outside all the time, and I thought I would grow up to be a naturalist. And that was my dream. I always wanted to be outside with animals. And then we moved to the United States, to Alabama in 75, and I had to work so hard to learn this language because I came here not even knowing how to say hi. And I literally just tore apart the American Heritage Dictionary. I
Oh,
studied that thing from A to Z, and I worked so hard on it. I spent like a decade and a half on this.
thank you so much, Mrs. Lay, for your inspiring words and for taking time to talk to us today. I believe that this book, Inside Out and Back Again, will pique the interest of my students. So, students, if you have a hunger to read more about a girl who longs for home but must accept the journey that is ahead of her, and if you're looking for a story that will make you laugh and bring tears to your eyes, then Inside Out and Back Again is the book for you.